In a world of superhuman society, where nearly 80% of its people possesses incredible superpowers called quirks, Izuku Midoriya, who upon the age of 4 was diagnosed as quirkless, but his dream to become a professional superhero came to light when All Might gave him his quirk one for all. But just how powerful is Izuku, or better known by his hero name, Deku? Today, we're gonna be looking over all of his feats. So this video will obviously contain spoilers, as I will be covering Deku's feats from season 1 to 4 and from both of the movies, just to give us a glimpse of how powerful Izuku truly is. So to start off, I will be looking at Deku's most basic feats, and then I'm gonna work my way up to his most powerful ones. Side note, I will not be talking about his speed, as I believe that the topic on his speed deserves its own video. Now, each of his abilities is gonna put him to a certain level on the tiering system, so please go down to the link in the description and see the full list, so we can arrange Deku to the specific level on the list. Now to start off, firstly, remember the UA entrance exam where we first saw Deku, who has nowhere near control over his quirk, and he went up against the villain bots. Now looking at the villain bots, at first they don't really seem like a pretty big deal, but this is a regular human, and these robots can easily break solid concrete walls, which can require up to 10 tons of TNT, and Deku was able to cut one of these robots. So looking at the tier list, this definitely puts him to small building level. But the 0-point villain robot, who made a massive shockwave just by punching the ground. As you can see in this screenshot right over here, this feat requires up to 10 to 15 tons of TNT, increasing the scale and putting Deku to large building level. Now to take a step further, I will be looking at movie feats just to see how powerful Deku is, and this is gonna boost him from building level all the way up to large building level plus, or even higher. Now, Deku uses St. Louis Smash, one of his most famous abilities, which propels himself up to the ground, high in the air, where he uses his legs to perform a very powerful vertical roundhouse kick. Now, he performs this feat by using 20% of his power. Now, feat itself requires you to kick so fast in the air and so hard that it causes a tornado. Now, looking at the trees in the background, this feat must require up to 40 to 50 tons of TNT, which easily puts Deku to city block level in the tiering list. Now comes my favorite feat, where Deku uses 100% of his power alongside All Might in the movie My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, where the duo performed this feat. Now, this is one of my favorite feats, both the animation wise, it was looking visually very stunning as well. Looking at the size of the cube and using the density of steel in order to gain the mass, this feat must require from 4 to 5 megatons of TNT, and this easily puts Deku to small city level, or better yet, in tier 7 from the tier list. But this isn't his most powerful ability yet, which we are gonna talk about in a second. But before we move on, let me remind all of you that this colossal metal cube, in order to push it and destroy it, the energy required is the mass of human world population. Let's take a moment to sink that in. Which means you were absolutely correct that Deku can, at the very least or at the very minimum, push largest man-made structures on this planet. Now, let's moving on to his most impressive feat, where Deku used full calling 100% and made this massive thunderstorm alongside Bakugo, making this colossal explosion. By measuring the diameter of the island where this feat was performed, the kinetic energy required to perform this feat must be 450 megatons. This is enough energy to destroy a freaking mountain. And while we're at it, let's look at the explosion which Bakugo made, and it cleared the sky. And looking at the radius of the explosion, it must have been close to 500 megatons of TNT using a complicated formula, which places both Deku and Bakugo at tier 7A mountain level in the list. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most impressive feat that Deku has ever performed. And yes, there are more feats, I'm pretty sure, in the manga after season 4, but I haven't read the manga yet. So let me know, did you enjoy this video? Do you want me to make more videos about Deku and how powerful he is and give you accurate scaling? Well, then you can comment below. Anyways, take care, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.